Alright guys, so starting a little live session. We're gonna pull up this real quick. Actually, I already have it on one of these charts. It's pointless. Again, trying to keep that bullish bias of, hey, all-time highs, X, Y, and Z. You know, on the 5-minute time frame. That's why I was like so bedazzled. See this right here like that. Alright, so NQ is holding value area low of this range right here that it's like the range from like London all the way till now. It is holding it, so I'm just gonna have to wait and see if there is a form of cracking correlation at the lows. Then eventually I'm gonna be looking to see, and then I'm gonna draw this one out for you guys. Let's draw it out for the whole time frame range right there. Actually, do this real quick. Yeah, ES is way below value area low. Let's go to a higher time frame one where we can draw it out a lot more efficiently. I'm on the 15-minute time frame right now. I'm gonna draw it out from, yeah, like really the 15. Same thing on YM. I'm just draw it on YM like the 15-minute time frame. This right here, NQ, this high all the way to this low, there. And then I'm gonna zoom down to like the 1 minute and then refine it off of the 1 minute. Really just this high right here on ES. Right there. Alright, then let's go right here. Alright, we have it on the 1 minute for all of these. And it looks like YM is the one that's already breaking below it, so I'm gonna draw the value area low for that one. And then it does look a little bit more bearish, I won't lie. Because again, we're at value area lows, but then again, we could be respecting them and reverse off of this. And anything except for NQ is at point of control at the area where I'm marking it out. So NQ is the only one that is at point of control. YM is moving down lower like always, and NQ and ES are just holding. YM is melting. If I show you guys YM, it's like melting like butter. As you can see here, just melting. If we go on the 5 minute, you can see that there, just melting. In all the reality, you know, you would expect it to be bullish, but it's really just reaching for this low. And then on the 1 hour time frame, you can see this candle right here, just range bound, and then the market just starts to drop instantly. Doesn't really even sweep the external objectives, unfortunato. For NQ, my bias is a little bit more bullish. We're inside of this daily PDRA. We are also, you know, holding this little higher time frame for rally gap. We can retrace lower into the 4 hour one. 4 hour time frame, we have a candle range low sweep there. 1 hour time frame, we swept the high, but I would have wanted to see the low get swept, probably like on the 30-minute time frame. But on the 30, we do have this right here, which is nice. A 30-minute fair value gap, 15-minute time frame, same thing here. And then now we are forming this inversion, so this does look nice to take. So we're just gonna take that here with around 5 micros once we get that closure, a strong closure, around there like that. And then actually we're gonna do 10 because we're risking a little bit more. And let's wait. All right, we're in, and then we're gonna go break even at that high up there, or I mean the Sibi up there. So that's pretty much really it. So we're gonna go break even once we reach that Sibi. Have that change in the state of delivery. You want to see this hold. Yeah, just wait. Be patient. This is a good trade. I do think we're bullish. Even though YM is moving down lower, ES is kind of stalling. NQ is holding the point of control, and we are pushing up higher here. I think ES is going to catch up soon. We just got to give it time, and then probably YM start to show some form of rejection here sooner or later. Just being patient here, honestly. I think we have good confluences stacked up here. You know, just be confident. Yeah, that's really it. So we are retracing. We do have this Sibby hole. I mean, the BISI, and then we also have the inversion, and we also have that change. I would want to see strong rejection like that, and I want to see a continuation move up higher after that, because again, just right. I would not want to see weakness here. I would want to see a strong candle closure on the 1 minute here. There we go. And again, I would want to see this left unfilled. This one can get filled, like a little tap, maybe consequent encroachment. But again, we are still inside of this PDRA, and I would want to see strong distribution after holding the 30-minute PDRA and then forming that 1 minute inversion. So, and we're breaking above. We should be breaking above these highs right here. You know, like with speed, strong continuation here. We should not have any form of rejection. You know, and we are close to reaching our break-even point. And I'm trying to mark this a little bit darker. Let's do this. All right, break even now. We did reach the break-even point. Put it right below that low, and now we're gonna wait for the trade to play out in our favor. Reason I'm going break even is because we have a 1 hour sell side imbalance. I did not show you guys that, but I will now. This is a 1 hour sell side imbalance that has been unmitigated, so I will go break even there. You know, like if the market wanted to be bearish, it would have started to form bearish PDRAs and then push us down lower, and it could disrespect all of this. Even though it's a very low likelihood, again, you still just want to be able to just have certain confluences where, like, hey, like if we're bearish, we're probably going to disrespect this. And then we also had that 5 minute buy side objective right there, and then that's really it, honestly. So move this a little bit up, like right here, because of commission to like 20, and then that's really it, honestly. Slowly trail my stop loss, but I realized majority of the time when I trail it, I trail too aggressively, and I just don't like that. So and then look at the 5 minute candle closure. Like, look at the 5 minute. We still got 1 minute. It looks strong green. This is what you like to see. Like, you don't want to be impatient. You don't want to trail the stop too tightly. You want to have the market have room for it to retrace and then eventually continue and expanding. So this is I just moved the take profit a little bit higher because, again, we do eventually have commission and fees that we have to pay. Like last week, I realized that. And then ES is moving up higher. We do have SMT at those highs. So again, being very, 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 very rigorous, starting to trail a little bit more aggressively. You would want to see the market continue up higher here. And yeah, we have all these 1 minute PDRAs here now that you would want to see the market hold, especially this one right here. So we're gonna mark it out orange right then and there. The market can retrace up into it, but we also are forming another one in 30 seconds. So we are closer to our objective than usual. Just being patient here, not trailing too aggressively, and just waiting for the market to continue up higher and expanding. I think if ES gives us that one little final push to that high, we are going to get that take profit smash. We got one more 15-second candle closure. Hopefully we don't reach. This is the thing, like, am I trailing too aggressively? Am I not? Like, I will leave it where I left it at, like right there. And we did not form that, so let's wait and see here. Okay, this is nice. This is really nice. I would want to trail here, because again, we had all this strong expansion here, and we had that strong wick right here. You want to see us expand here, especially having such strong distribution lower. Now you want to see the candle go up higher again. Oh, it's having trouble here, I won't lie. I am going to try to I don't know yet, because again, I would want to leave it for the 1 minute PDRA, but again, we're just so bullish. you would want to see NQ lead the way and continue up higher and break above those highs. But again, my issue is trailing too aggressively. So, and then eventually, I'm probably gonna get stopped out here, which is fine. My issue has always been trailing too aggressively, and I feel like this is kind of gonna eat me in the butt here. I'm gonna just leave it down. I accepted the risk, you know. Yeah, see, right there. Showed my stop loss below this candle low wick right here. Now we're gonna see what happens. That was a strong retracement. Order failed. I'm gonna show you guys that we eventually do close the account. Why not? I want to see, do we reach the highs? Like, do we continue higher? Do we retrace, reverse here? ES still looks bullish, but it is retracing a little bit more deeply than NQ because, again, it didn't reach the highs, and that's why trailing your stop loss when you have those SMTs at those highs is so important, especially those 930 highs. It's a 930 high, bro. Imagine a 930 high still not being met on ES right here. This 930 high, unable to be met. And then you can see here on NASDAQ, it's been smashed. Reason. That's my reason. Logic. And again, if we wanted to continue going up higher, we would have seen strong expansion here from ES to reach that high. Well, NQ already met it, you know, and it just was failing to give us that continuation higher from ES, and NQ could have stalled. And that's why I didn't want to see this fair value gap get retrace back up into. But you know, it is what it is at this point. Could have trailed for a little bit more, honestly. There are scenarios where the market will give you a clean, you know, reason for why to trail. And for me, trailing the stop loss has always been for two reasons. One, SMT at the highs, or two, we are, you know, breaking past a bearish PD array, or in a PD array where, you know, we're inversing it basically, you know, like on the other side of the market maker model, you know, like that's a civvy, you know. For us, this is a bearish PD array. We're bullish. We want to see us disrespect this and continue up higher, so we are going to continue trailing the stop loss every time we have a bullish PD array forming inside of the bearish PD array, and then eventually SMT at the highs. I feel like I have another data set for this, but I just can't recall it. I won't lie. I have it in my lesson log, like different lessons that I've learned, and stop loss to break even timing, and then trailing stop loss is something I've also been, you know, very, very aware of and accustomed to. So YM, bro, I don't know what in the market is going on for YM, but it is looking spectacular here. Strong distribution lower. This is what you want to see, and this is what you want to be entering off of. And then on MNQ, you get the nice movement. On ES, again, ES is really just failing to give us the clean, strong distribution up higher after 930. Again, it's inside of a range. You would expect it to sweep external lows, and this is kind of where I got a little bit more skeptical once the market never really swept the external low to then push up higher and give us that strong distribution, especially during this time right here. So yeah, if it did sweep external and then it pushed up higher and then it formed that inversion, that's where you want to see the market, you know, continue to expand. But it didn't give us that, and then once you don't get that, and you don't have any higher time frame PD arrays backing you up, you know, like on ES, you know, it just didn't have anything backing it up. Of course, it had that 15-minute, 30-minute, but on the 4 hour, do you have a 4 hour PD array? You do. But do you have like a daily PD array? Like it just doesn't look as bullish as NQ, if I'm being truly honest. No daily, 4 hour time frame. You have this one, but again, it's already been, you know, retapped up into, you know, rebalanced, all that. And it's not in the newest price leg, you know. And then on the 1 hour, no confluence, 30-minute time frame, you did have a 30-minute buy side imbalance, but again, I would have preferred to see the external sweep and then push up higher and then strong distribution up higher. 15-minute time frame, again, no 15-minute candle range low sweep, none of that. And yeah, really, on this case scenario, see the sweep, push up higher, form the inversion, SMT at the lows, by far A+ setup on both of them if that scenario happened, but it didn't happen. And then context matters. Again, context behind this trade is by far the most important thing. Again, I'll go over it. My context for being bullish, we were inside of a daily PDRA, 4-hour time frame. We had 4-hour, bullish price lags. We had a 4-hour candle range low sweep. On the 1-hour time frame, we swept the low, we pushed up higher, we formed a bullish engulfing bar, and then the market was what? Expanding higher. We had a 30-minute PDRA. Again, we also had a 30-minute retracement CRT. And on the 15-minute time frame, we had a 15-minute candle range low sweep while also being inside of a PDRA there. On the 5-minute, we had a 5-minute this right here, 5-minute internal sweep. And then on the 1-minute time frame, once that started to expand up higher, we had this breaker form. We had the first presented for rally up form, and then we expanded up higher. In my honest case scenario, the entry could have been right here, but I waited for extra confirmation, waited for the closure, and strong distribution up higher. And that's basically what we got here. And then the risk was a little bit more than usual, of course, because I wanted a 50-point stop with 10 cons. And then I just slowly trailed my stop loss once we reached up into here. That's break-even point, pushed up higher, failing to break here. We trailed the stop loss once we formed this 1-minute right here at the fair value gap low, and then eventually we trailed it up higher to this candle range low sweep once we failed to continue up higher off of that 15-minute time from here. I won't lie, if I had like the heat map, like the bubble chart, or book map, or deep dom, or just just heat map data, I would have probably been able to trail better, I guess, or gex levels. I've been looking into a lot of that stuff. So this is really it for the live session, honestly. And yeah, I'll show you guys the account status. I really don't care about these account statuses, honestly, because again, it matters more. What matters more is the trades, and just following your system. That's what I've been doing. I've been building my character outside of the charts, and it's been nothing but great progress. And I suggest everybody does the same. So you can see here back to back. Yesterday we had a. It does say we made that, but again, I showed you guys the trade, and I entered at the same time basically, but just a little bit later, because again, I wasn't risking the amount I wanted to risk, so I bought another one. And then eventually here today risked a little bit more, and we made 7, basically 1.5, and when in reality we were aiming for 3, which is fine. Or not even, yeah, we were aiming for 3, we were risking 2%, so we had a negative R today, honestly. And then that's really it, bro. Honestly, don't be gambling. This is what happens when you gamble, bro. Not worth it. Not worth it at all. Don't gamble. And then, yeah, this is one of the accounts, 1,300. This one's at a little bit higher, so it's at 1,600. This one needs one more. And then the other one, we need a little bit, like, extra $300. So, yeah, that's really it. Just making another $300 or something. And that's pretty much really it. I'm going to journal this trade now. Go for a walk. Text my girl, do the important stuff, meditate, journal, and read. So yeah, peace.